put his legal mind to work. And we can anticipate taking action then on November 5th.
Yeah, I'll have it done by then.
Okay.
May I ask a question?
Yes, Vivi?
Nicole, the social association officers, is that the meeting that the membership does on the first of the month, or is that separate?
That's gonna be separate, and there's gonna be that whole divide where,
Any fundraising is
thank you, Andrew, yeah, you take
with
the
the,
bus.
with the membership, and it's taking the officers out of that, it's membership only. So all
But
of a
that's
sudden-
not what this social association officers is.
That's what it would be, cause you have to have a president, vice president, secretary, treasurer for an association,
Okay.
but that is all in-house.
But if this entity is the city of Townsend, fire department, and that association, you know, has its own accounting and stuff, would the city be able to, since if it's under this bylaw, would the city be able to control that money, or?
It's the same one we already have.
Yeah, I know, but it's a separate association that used to have its own.
I didn't see that in the
501c3.
ordinances.
Yeah,
And part of the problem with that organization is that it's unfortunately defined specifically in the ordinances. But I didn't see any indication that there was
the
a
social
separation
officers are there.
of accounts.
Yeah, there wasn't a separation, all it's doing is taking the officers out of having to deal with the petty events and so those pancake breakfast funds or anything like that. They're just worrying about the budgets and making sure that their fire department runs right.
So would that organization be able to get us 501c3?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be their
Yep.
responsibility.
So any fundraising after that would be, checks would be made out to City of Townsend Fire Department Association,
with that fire.
and they would have the 501(c)(3).
Okay. Cool.
Could I make one more comment now?
Yes.
Probably, at a guess, about 2 years from now, we're going through and trying to review all the ordinances.
Yeah,
And the fire control ordinances will probably come due in about 2 years' time. That's going to be in advance of your expected schedule, but I would hope that you want to be very involved in that process.
Yep. We're still playing catch-up from the last, who knows how long.
Well, frankly, that'll probably be the first time in decades that
We
the
might have
two
time.
documents can actually be fully synchronized.
Right.
Are we clear then on what the course of action will be?
Yes,
Nicole and Andrew and Sean will incorporate the suggested changes
yeah,
and email the second revised document. Peter will have an opportunity to weigh in and see if there are any glaring holes in terms of exposure to the city and to the fire department. And we can expect council to take action then on November 5th.
So, quick question, as I'm looking at some of these statutes. It says a third-class city may provide fire protection through a contract for fire protection services, consolidation of its fire department with another fire protection provider, or inclusion in a rural fire district as provided in Title VII. So, are any of those three true? Like, is there a contract for fire protection, or is there consolidation of the fire department with another fire protection provider, or inclusion in a rural fire district?
We're technically the third option, aren't we?
Well, we have a mutual aid agreement with Broadwater Rural,
yeah.
Okay,
because Townsend Station for Broadwater Rural is Station 1 for the rural fire district.
okay,
And so since both separate entities are in the same building, we have an automatic, I'm not sure if that's got that
No,
signed or not.
that doesn't have anything.
But we have a mutual aid agreement, or should have a written one somewhere, between the city and Broadwater Rural.
okay,
So if there's more manpower needed or whatever,
sure,
we'll have more help coming from the rural
okay.
outlying stations.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to research first those options a little bit more. The last time we talked, you had indicated that there did not seem to be like a central location for past documents, or there's just a real lack of documentation as far as bylaws or anything else. Is that the case still? And
Yeah, I think the
like
most
that's
recent ones we found were 95.
okay.
It was 93.
Oh, 93.
Okay.
Close. I think that was the most recent. It was like 2 pages long.
Yeah.
Well, anything that you can find like that would be helpful to me.
Okay.
If I can get a sense of how this was initially set up, to fall under those parameters, that'd be great.
Okay.
I mean, and whatever it is, you know, I'll take a look at it.
And I'll have
It
to.
was the Wild West.
And I might have, I'll have to look, but I might have a set from when Mike Speedy was the fire chief. He was in the process of doing, oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Nicole's got a copy.
Okay.
He was in the process of doing the bylaws, but they never went into effect because they were never signed.
Yeah, okay,
And those ones have a lot of grammar errors.
yeah.
Do you still want to see those?
Yeah,
later?
I do, because I wanna get a sense of, you know, where it started and how it
Okay,
evolved,
Nicole,
if
warts and
possible.
all, get them to it.
Yeah, yeah.
If I could
And I don't,
comment, Mayor.
I don't need like, you know, a banker box dump, but if you
No,
find,
you're getting it.
yeah, like the history of that a little bit, that'd be great.
Okay.
JB?
This is important, but as important as it is, please don't trigger the council review of the city ordinances unless we need to.
Oh, yeah.
The organization's been working, you know, heaven forbid we get sued about that, but
Sorry,
it's
sorry,
been
what?
going along now for a while.
Yeah.
And unless you think there's a massive exposure, I hope that you don't trigger that review before we're ready.
Oh, for our own ordinances? For,
Yeah, cause you're talking about things that could easily trigger our own review.
okay. You mean just as far as,
If you find that we're not organized under state law appropriately,
Yeah.
that instantly triggers our own review.
okay,
I'm kind of hoping to avoid that.
Yeah.
A little while longer.
yeah, no, I didn't know that was set up that way.
Well, it just, you know, we were planning to do the review of that ordinance later.
Yeah, okay,
That plan was not set in stone, so
I
if
know.
it's triggered, it's triggered.
yeah, okay,
And why would we escape this year?
Yes. All right.
Rather fatalistic on my part, but you know, things come before us, so we respond. Okay, last call for any comments on this topic tonight. All right. Carrie, holiday hours.
Okay, so I thought I would bring up that Christmas is on a Wednesday this year. So I was hoping that we could maybe leave a little early on the 24th, like noon. Or 1 on the 24th for employees to get home to families.
Yes,
Yeah.
They do work on Christmas Eve?
absolutely. I am a slave driver.
I see that.
Yes. No. There is, some precedent for this, that the council can authorize the closing of City Hall when there is a sufficient reason for that. The staff has talked to me about asking for, having the afternoon off on Christmas Eve to facilitate preparations of their family gatherings,
Or to travel if they need to,
traveling.
yeah.
Are there any other holiday hours that you wanted to talk about?
The only, I mean, if you wanted to consider New Year's Eve, but that's not as important, I guess, as Christmas Eve, to me.
So the request is close City Hall at noon on December 24th, 2024.
Yes, and possibly, well, I guess, yeah, that's it, yep, cause our hours might change by then. I was gonna say, we're here till 6 o'clock on Tuesday, the 31st of December.
Is City Hall closed on the 1st?
Might not.
Yes.
Just say that's the day you
initiative.
want off.
What's that?
Oh.
Always want the day off.
Is there objection to closing City Hall?
In our past experience, have we had any trouble on either the 31st or the 24th?
We have not.
I move that we allow City Hall to close on December 24th and December 31st, halfway through the day.
I'll second that.
Yes.
Woo-hoo, thank you.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried.
Thank you.
Okay. Moving right along, water system, the bids are, bid opening is November 6th, right, Eric? Yeah.
When did that change?
Couple
It'll get
weeks.
changed again.
It's actually changed twice since the pre-bid meeting. Some of this has to do with some other projects that were rapidly approaching bids, bid openings, those kinds of things. And also some questions from out of